Hi guys, I haven't filmed anything in a while and I thought I would come and do a what's on my Kindle kind of video. I've seen them floating around a lot recently. I think that's like the YouTube algorithm like giving it to me, because I've been really debating, do I want a Kindle? But I think I'm gonna go no, because basically what have I realised? I've realised that I've really cut down on my clothes shopping, and in replace of that, I've really upped my technical shopping, like my tech. Obviously, I recently got my iPad. We'll talk more about her later. But I'm also planning to get a phone. I have been planning to get a phone for literally 12 months at this point. But I now also want to get a smartwatch. So I'm now conscious of the fact that clearly, whilst I'm no longer clothes shopping, I've replaced that with tech shopping. And tech shopping is equally as bad for the environment when it's not managed well. So do I actually need a Kindle? No. So let's just do a what's in my Kindle, but really and truthfully it's going to be what's on my iPad. So I got this iPad a couple months ago now. I absolutely love her. She is the Apple Pro 2020, I believe, 11-inch, because the 12.9-inch was just going to be too much for me. So this is her. I've got a little sticker at the bottom that says Self-Love Club from my sister, but I stuck it too far in the corner, so that's unfortunate. I've got a purple case on, and I also have got like a purple like Apple pen, but it's not really an Apple pen. It's fake. It's a false one. And then I also have purple headphones as well that match it, but it's not here with me right now. It's not in the room. Are the headphones in the room with us? You know. So let's just get into it. I think this will be a really good video because obviously one of my goals for 2024 is to read more ebooks and trying to get more into my ebooks. So that's that. And yeah, I don't know, it's just interesting. So let's get into it. If I have more thoughts, I'll say it when I have them. Do you know what I mean? Like, let me just stop chin wagging. Okay, so the book that I'm currently reading that we've opened up to is The Fire in the Glass. That is the London Charismatics book 1. This isn't on KU actually, but I'm really enjoying it. It's the book that I'm currently reading. I am tandem reading it in the fact that I'm listening to the audio book predominantly, but I also have the ebook going at the same time because I do enjoy having them both. So I've started trying to organize my Kindle app into different collections because I saw people doing this in the videos that I said I was watching, and I was like, oh my god, bet, like that's such a good idea. And that will really help me, especially as the books I have on Kindle have grown. So this is what I've got so far. I've got romances. This is just like general romances because I find that I'm more of a romance ebook reader. Like, of all genres, I'm most likely going to read romance on my Kindle or as an ebook. So I've got romances, but I've also split that up into diverse romances because obviously this year I'm solely reading diverse romances. So romances, they're not really going to get a look in this year, they're going to stay there. So that's my diverse romance shelf. That really is a mix of everything. That's a mix of anything. If it's not just like, you know, then it's in there. So I've got some plus size books, as long as like the plus size is a predominant factor in it. I've got POC rep in there. I've got you know, neurodiversity. Nah, is that even the right way to phrase that sentence? I'm not sure, but you know what I mean, like autism rep, etc, etc. So that's that. And I've got mystery suspense because I'm a mystery suspense girly, so that's why that's there, and that's why it's so big. Even though I don't usually read them via, let me turn off that. Even though I don't usually read them via ebook, it's still kind of creeping up there. Then we've got SFF, which, whoa, crazy. Then we've got ARCs, because I've sent some of my ARCs from NetGalley onto my Kindle to hopefully try and encourage me to read them. Then we've got DNFs, which I need to move something into my DNF now, finished, and samples and seasonal books. And then we've got 75 that I haven't got round to collecting them yet. So we're going to go into the 75 and we're going to have a look at my Kindle Unlimited reads. So the oldest Kindle Unlimited reads that I have are Murder at the Playgroup, I Got You, and No Life for a Lady. Those are the 3 oldest ones. Murder at the Playgroup, I've stayed on here for so long because it sounds like such a romp. And like, I really want to like incorporate it into a reading vlog somehow, because I think that's, I don't know, it's just exciting and I think it'll be good to vlog. So I've got that there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I love it. I feel like it's got enough of the elements that I kind of like for me to love it. But one reason why I think I should vlog it is because I also feel like it's got enough of the elements that YouTube will enjoy, because there is like some sort of like mystery thriller plot lines that do well at the moment, and one of them is, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like Finley Donovan sort of vibe. Do you understand? So hopefully, it's not like Finley Donovan, but I can't think, I feel like there's going to be tropes that cross the cross the divide between these two books that I think that people might enjoy. So yeah. Oh, and it's like feminine rage almost. It's not feminine rage, but it's kind of is like feminine rage almost. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something there that I think could get people interested, even if they're not typically interested in mysteries. Then I Got You, which is a black romance, and I've had this here just sitting here because I know I'm going to read it eventually. When is eventually, I don't know. Clearly my motivation to read it is quite low, but it's here because I do want to read it, and it's a black romance. Then we've got No Life for a Lady, which is a historical book. I can't remember. I keep thinking, let me get rid of it. But then whenever I look into the synopsis, I'm like, oh, okay, no, I actually might like it. So if we go have a look now, we can have a look and see what it says. Historical rom-com. Well, there we go. That's immediately like ticking my bucket list because I am a historical girly. I do like romances as well. Oh, there's a detective. I read it. I haven't really read it fully. I've like skimmed over it. And I've seen historical. I've seen like a suspense plot line. She needs to hire a detective, so it's between the romances between her and a detective. Yeah. It's giving every single thing that I love in one book. Do you know what I mean? It's giving the historical elements, it's giving the romance elements, and it's giving the suspense elements. Yeah. And this is what happens, but every time I forget what it's about, and I'm like, oh, why have I got this book here? Do you know what I think? I think it's the cover. And no shade to the cover artist. I actually think it's a very beautiful cover, but I think that it's not attracting me as a reader. Like, this is tapping into more the rom-com element of it. To me, first of all, I see how it's historical because if you really look at their clothing, it's giving historical. But when you just like look at it from a distance, that doesn't necessarily scream historical is the first thing. So I think it's just leaning very much into that rom-com fluffy life instead of the historical romantic suspense life, which is where it would get me immediately by the cover. Do you know what I mean? It's not bad. Talking about the cover, that's why Don't Swipe Right is stayed on here. It has stayed on here in my Kindle Unlimited reads because the cover is giving. The cover eats every time. The cover eats. Don't Swipe Right, from serial data to serial killer. What with the love hearts? Period poo. Whoever designed this cover, do I really know what it's about? No. But yeah, I haven't read it. Look, it says on the 2nd of July. Oh, it's really been sitting here for a long time. But for a long time. Yeah, it's been sitting here for a long time because it looks like my kind of thing. Look, we got 29-year-old entrepreneur and part-time barista, likes true crime podcasts. Yup, that will get people. And discovering her latest match is actually a serial killer. Ooh. They say romance is dead, but if Gwen can't catch the mystery killer who's targeting every man she's ever dated, it's about to get a whole lot deadlier. Do you know what? This might be my next read. Period poo. What? Where? That sounds so good. It's starting to get dark because it's a 4:30 and it's winter in this country and we are suffering. Sorry, why am I here? Why are we here? We're here to talk about the Kindle and I'm now about to go on a rant about the weather. I know people always like to cuss, you know, oh yeah, Brits talk about weather so much. I reckon it's because our weather is changeable, right? Within one day, our weather is changeable. So therefore, you know, it's information sharing. If it was the same weather every single day, then you can understand why you talk about it. It's the same yesterday, it's sunny today. Whereas here, it's like, it was sunny this morning, next day it's cloudy, next day it's raining. Do you know what I mean? We can't rely on it. Okay, and then the last one of the old batch, I haven't got through these very quickly, is Murder at the Seven Dials, which is a Bow Street Duchess mystery, which is just a historical mystery book set in London. And I appreciate Bow Street runners books and I appreciate when they're set in London. So yeah, nothing much else to say. And then we've got to scroll up to the top to get to the newer ones. So the newer ones, we've got Death by Dissertation, which is another like murder mystery. Is it historical? I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. Goodbye Hawaii. Hello dream job in Nebraska. Traded her life in Hawaii. Oh my gosh. A deaf student is dead. Oh, this is great. If you like cozy mysteries, oh my god, I actually am really enjoying it. There's lots of things here that is setting me off. So immediately, is there going to be some deaf representation? Love that. It's a mystery book. Now she says Goodbye Hawaii. Is the author Hawaiian? Because that would really tip it off, isn't it? That would tip it into great category, but I don't know if they are. She's an ASL interpreter. Oh yeah, so it's gonna be deaf. I love that. So that's why I've added it. And this is what you'll kind of see, like my Kindle library, sometimes I leave books in there to remind me to pick them up, because otherwise I'll forget about them. I'll come across them and then I'll forget about them. So sometimes I just leave them in there, and you know, hopefully it will remind me to read them. Then next up we've got Murder at Spindle Manor, and I believe Cassidy's mentioned this and read this for her Spiffbo challenge, and it's like a fantasy mystery. Love that. I'm trying to get more into fantasy mysteries. And then now we're entering more into like the recently borrowed category. So we've got this book, which I can't remember where I got it from, but I believe it's a black romance. 3rd of January. Yeah, so you can see literally recently got it. So that's, I'm gonna read that soon at some point. It's a standalone, which I really appreciate as well, so we'll get into that soon. Then we've got Death in the Holidays by Kitty Murphy, which is the newest book in the, what do you call it, the Dublin Drag Mysteries, which was my #1 favorite book last year, 2023. So I got this book out, but do you know what, all of the others have had a read and listen, and this is a read only, and that's what's put me off, and that's why I haven't read it, to keep it real. I know narrators can be expensive, so it's not even like a shade to the author, it's just like me as a reader, like I am trying to read more ebooks, but realistically, especially when I've read this entire series with the audiobook, I am kind of waiting, and I will read it out of season. Like, I got it on the 1st of January. I don't mind reading it out of season, it will still remind me of Christmas, I'm fine with that, but I do kind of need an audiobook accompaniment, because I don't think I'm going to finish it. I have started it, I'm 11% of the way through, but I kind of just stalled. Then we've got A Generation of Vipers, a Dr. Nell Ward mystery, which is another continuation of a mystery series that I have been enjoying. My enjoyment has lessened, that's why I'm 35% of the way through, and I don't know if it's the DNF. Whoa. But yeah, my enjoyment has kind of like come down with this series, unfortunately. Then we've got Outdrawn, which I believe I saw on Instagram. I think I saw it in a few places, but the last person to like prompt me to get it out and like keep it here so that I remember to read it was on Instagram. Talk About Swoon. Oh my god, I love their account. I think they're my favorite Instagram account. Them and Sips and something, I can't remember. Sips and something. I really enjoy them as well. So, but Talk About Swoon, they do amazing romance recommendations, and that was one of them. And it's a black sapphic, I think it's a college enemies to lovers book, so I'm excited. Then we've got Only for the Week, and that's just been taking all of the black romance girlies for a storm. It's not my typical tropes, but first of all, the cover eats. Again, with Outdrawn, the cover eats, yeah? Slaps, yeah? So I'm excited for both of those. Again, cover designers, well done, you did your job. And then we've got Something Spectacular, which is a read and lesson, which is what I wanted, because really truly I need some reading lessons to try and encourage me to read more of the books. So that's by Lexus Hall, and I believe there's trans or non-binary up in that as well, and it's a romance, so I'm going to enjoy that. Then we've got Ready for War, which I've already read, so I just need to return. That's another black romance, sorry. Then we've got Seeds for Murder, which is a mystery book. This is another like earthy mystery books. I don't know, this seems to be like a niche that I'm starting to get into, because The Generation of Vipers is about ecology, and Seeds for Murder is about gardening. So, you know, I'm just going where my mood takes me. And then we've got Single Dads Clubs, which is a South African romance, black romance, which again, I'm 24% of the way through. Am I enjoying? That's a word. It's a word. Disliking is also a word. So we'll leave it there. So that's all of my KU reads, which is exciting. Yeah. How do I feel? I don't know. There were some really good books in here, but I'm not actually reading them. It's like the newer books in here I'm not loving as much. So I kind of think I need a more recent clear out into what I'm really in the mood for in this current moment. So that's the Kindle reads. And then I figured before I leave you, we'll kind of have a quick skip look through my diverse romances. Again, when I did this, I'm really in the middle of the process of creating these. So I didn't really do that much due diligence into reading them. And some of these, I was like, oh, I think you are. So I'm just going to put you in there for now. But you know what I mean? So immediately you can have a look. And we are seeing a lot of black romances in here, because that is predominantly what I want to focus on this year. However, you will also see things like Lesbian Billionaire, which says it on the tin. So those are also some other things that I want to get into. So we'll just have a quick like little scoochie down. And I think that a lot of these, I want to say, as you can see, they aren't Kindle Unlimited, but I got them on the Stuff Your Kindle Day. So there we are. We've got role playing, which I believe is autism rep. It might also even be demisexual rep. I'm not sure. But if it is, I will enjoy that. So, and it's a read and listen. Oh, and it's a Kindle Unlimited. That's another one of my Kindle Unlimited. I missed it out, unfortunately. Double Talk, I've seen quite a few people get that from Kindle Unlimited Day, so but I'm not usually a sports romance person, so that's interesting. Cosplay and Confrontation, I like that. That's like another sapphic book. Touch of Magic, I believe, is a book as well. I really want to read more male romances, or just what's the male word for sapphic? Why am I struggling? Why am I struggling with that? Anyway, I don't know. I'm really struggling, but you kind of get what I'm saying. But that are in voices, do you know what I mean? Like, I want to see more like gay men writing gay romances, period. And not that they aren't, but I feel like I need direction. I feel like I need help in that department, do you know what I mean? And I need to do some more digging, more due diligence into that. And so yeah, that's that shelf. I don't think any of them like scream out to me, because a lot of them I would have got if they weren't free. But there's that. Let's have a look at the romance and suspense, if you are here for mysteries and suspense from me. So we can have a look. Some of these I bought, some of these I downloaded for free. I actually think I've bought more of these than romances, to be fair. So this feels a lot more like me, but there are still some things like Covetous. Like, why do I have Covetous? I don't know, but I have it, so it's staying here. Which is why I decided to create this DNF section, because I reckon that because I got a lot of these for free, they're not going to be exactly for me. Not much else to say, to be fair. That's that. Risky Whiskey, I want to DNF immediately. Like, I don't want to read it, but it's here. We're going to keep it there for now. And yeah, that's all of it. So hopefully that's like kind of giving you an insight into the kind of books that I will be reading this year on my Kindle, on my ebook, when I'm trying to get through my bingo board square for ebooks. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.